that's not in this map pool. Yikes. But all right, folks. It's the OlimoLeague. Once again, we find ourselves in map number 3. It's the first match of the day. And spawning here in the top left corner of the map, it's going to be none other than Axiom's Red Zerg player, Impact.
The bottom right as the blue Terran, it's Keen.
Just Keen.
Yes.
Alright, sorry. I legitimately didn't know when we were talking about it earlier. My assumption very actually is if we don't know if they're on a team, it's MVP. But so I wasn't sure if it was the top half or the bottom half of the bracket, but Gumio took out Salvation 2-0, and that's not this half of the bracket. Solar got a walkover because Myungsik was disqualified, and the winner of this will fight Solar in the semifinals. We will be casting both semifinals, and for those who don't know the format, it's a best of 5 for the semifinals and a best of 7 for the grand finals. So lots of great StarCraft still ahead of you.
Well, I mean, for the majority of that last game, Impact seemed like he was in control. And I mean, he really was. It seemed to be that Keen was waiting for his 3-3, and then suddenly it was just like out of the gates, drops everywhere, actually attacks actually working. Not what I expected. Impact was in control. His counterattacks were doing good damage. His meter count, well, it never really got insane, but it was pretty good with those upgrades, especially. And I thought it was just going to be a repeat of that first game. But maybe his, maybe really the Seeker was going up to 100 drones, and he just didn't.
Right? Like, I think we've learned that's the power of Zerg. Protoss have Blink and Force Fields. Terran have just got Marines, because, where's the counter? But Zerg, you get 100 drones, boys and girls. That's the magic. I mean, okay, we commented a little bit. I really like the static defense that Impact had last game. But the sad thing was, like, that never really came into effect because it wasn't drops behind the mineral line that killed him. Keen just straight up walked in from, like, from the south. And whether it was on purpose or by accident, either way, it was really cool moves out of Keen. Akalon Wasteland, again, a map of the Dream Pool you guys might not be too familiar with. We once again have rocks that help disconnect this third base. But, again, you got to wonder, is it worth taking this riskier third early on, or do you just take the faster one down here? I think it was towards the end of this map pool that we actually saw everyone just taking the map, or the base over here, rather than the ones in the rocks.
Definitely.
Oh, man. Were you... I don't remember if you were with me at a Base Trade TV or not, but this was part of the Zotac map pool for a long time, and watching Polt and Jockshi proxy each other with Widow Mines on this map was like one of my first favorite TVT experiences.
I don't think so. Yeah, I wasn't. Because it would have been on Wings Liberty, wouldn't it?
No, because Widow Mines. So
yeah, it's just like Widow Mines, yeah. And also, I remember it being in the WCS, like when I was casting it.
Yeah, it's just, man, it's so weird. Like, we've been together for so long, but I can never remember like quite when you stepped in, because it was yikes, a long time ago.
September of 2013.
How do you remember that?
I don't actually know the month. It's just around that time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, this isn't gonna be one of those things where like girls are actually really like. Now I understand the whole anniversary thing. Like, girls are just good at remembering dates. Holy cow!
I just remember it was around that time. Summer 2013.
Ish. That's what we gotta do, right? It's like Catalina intros. Ish.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Ish is perhaps my favorite measurement of time. I wonder if non-English speakers get that though.
I don't know. Like apparently, like it's supposed to be, I don't know what it is, but you can add esque, and it's like the formal way of saying ish. Yeah, it's South right esque.
That doesn't make sense if you start saying it like that though.
Ish is not like, I don't think I'm pretty sure it. I'm gonna like Google this later, and we'd be like, what is the history of ish?
Well, once upon a time there were fish. Oh yeah, what do you call a fish with no eye? A fish.
Ah.
Alright, silly jokes aside though, guys, we do have Keen once again go for that third command center. Game 1, this didn't work out for him. Game 2, it definitely had a little bit more of an influence, but so much of that game was just like this crazy turnaround. He got Impact at such a perfect time, where Impact had already spent his bank, he was struggling to take good fights, and I think above all else, like, again, we saw Keen's control just, I don't know, ramp up. It went Super Saiyan towards the end of that game compared to all the Baneley hits he was eating prior to that.
Oh yeah, here's what happened. He actually survived long enough You know, took a couple of blows, didn't look so hot to get to that point where Terrans do that desperate Super Saiyan mode thing that usually only happens when they're losing the game hardcore.
Yeah.
He was only like slightly.
I thought you were gonna say like, here's the thing, he wasn't Krillin, so he didn't die.
Dude, a lot of people die in Dragon Ball Z. Okay,
Yeah, but
Krillin's have to die
Krillin
the
especially.
most. But he got a super hot wife, so you know that made up for it.
Right, but Bulma also kind of got like really bitchy in her old age. Like, for real?
No, Bulma was always bossy.
But like, that's the thing. Bossy became like bitchy, man. I don't know. I watched the latest like DBZ movie or whatever where they fight the God guy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the movies. 'Cause I haven't watched any of them. Any of the new ones, anyways.
I think this, by the way, is like why people love our cast. The greatest feedback is we're always on point with things relevant to the game. Double engineering pace coming down out of Keen. Upgrades last game were a big factor, I think. The superiority was phenomenal when it came to fighting these Lings. Anytime Impact had banelings, it really wasn't that big of a problem. But there's so many instances, especially towards the end, I can't help but think like towards that 5th base where he's sitting there with 7 Marines on 3-3 with 2 medevacs just healing them all through the Ling damage, and I don't think like anything was dying. So if he can get that upgrade lead again, it'll definitely give him a very comfortable spot in this matchup.
Sure. Impact, again, has not really scouted the 3rd CC, and it looks like he's going to right now. Like, seriously, seeing the engineering base is probably enough. You
only saw 1, though, actually.
Yeah, that could mean that it's a 2 base. It would be hitting right now if it was, or like in 30 seconds or something, but you could also just go ahead and guess. But, you know, Impact not going for the 2 base layer. I guess there was something different in this game in that it's normal. More normal, I guess. As a regular old 3rd base and the 1-1.
I think I just got like 7 failfishes in a row in chat. Failfishes for that joke.
Yeah.
Alright, so I clear up some of the tumors, but again, Impact's control is just looking, or not control, but it's like his creep spread is fantastic. I mean, last game it kind of went unabated for a long time, so it got far, but it didn't really get deadly. This time, it's covering everything.
Yeah. Keen will want to take care of that. You know, now the question, I suppose, is what base does he try and attack? I mean, usually you do try and go towards the bottom, or at least from what I remember, as opposed to trying to kill this 4th that's in this nice little nook. Mostly because it's so easy to get a drop over there, especially if you open with a Viking, for instance. But Impact's overloads, but it's actually not that great. You tuck off to the left and you send 2 drops off to the right. There's nothing to scout that for Impact.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me too, like there's a lot of instances back in this sort of era of map pools, guys, where instances like this would happen a lot, where you could pick up a drop here, here, and here, like 3 different levels, and it was such a pain in the ass for Zerg players to catch up to. But middle of the map might catch some of these banelings a little bit preemptively. This keeps his Marines a little bit safer. Shell's not quite done yet. Impact, or rather, Keen knows not to take that engagement just yet. There we go. Of course, that's the difference of like 2, 3, or 5 banelings that it's going to take to kill that Marine army instead of just 1 or 2.
Well, Keen changes tactics a little. I mean, I guess his tactic is actually just to retreat. Again, not really a whole lot of creep spread dead. Did he kill any? I don't know.
I kind of like his option to back or trace back up though, because now he's got that army supply where he could either death push or he could drop. But if he had lost even 7 Marines just there, it takes away so much punch from his army.
Yeah, finally, there's the creep cleanup, as well as 1 queen dying, although there are still 2 more. And Impact, yeah, I don't know about going in here. It is kind of a choke right now. Oh, he goes around, so I don't know if he's going to counterattack or just swamp him. Looks like he's going to try and swamp.
Keen does have to be careful. I mean, there's really not a lot of Widowmine support for this, and the Hellbats will only help for so long.
Yeah, he realizes that. Gets away.
Well, the awkward wall coming out of Keen, so far away from the bunker, but I guess it's just to prevent run-bys, so...
Yeah, if it's away from the bunker, I mean, this is one of the maps where you can definitely get away with this, although later on, mutas are a real bitch about it. I don't know why he's not doing a diagonal wall. He's making another awkward wall. It's like, you could actually wall it up so much faster if you did it.
Yeah, from like there to there, yeah. I would love if this actually got so bad that it was like an Age of Empires wall where it like just wraps around your base. It doesn't connect to like an actual... clean up a lot of creep tumor with this push, but yeah, here we go with the banelings. Keen does have to split. Let's see those splits that he had last game. Kites off of creep, not a bad choice.
This is all the Widow Mines. I thought that last one was going to put in all those banelings. It was was robbed of that.
So I think one of the big things to talk about for those that might be newer to StarCraft 2, one of the dynamics you hear us talk about is this creep spread a lot. On creep, Zerg, of course, they get a small movement speed bonus, but that movement speed bonus is actually really critical to the Marine Baneling dynamic. Marines off of creep stim fast enough that they can outrun these speedlings, but not when they're on creep. Banelings move faster on creep. Faster than the Marines, I guess, rather than making that a stupid statement. But there you go. So this is a big part of why Keen really doesn't want to engage here. So constantly backing in, backing up, but Impact walks all the way around with this with a huge amount of links. And while this might only just kill reinforcements, oh, those Widow Mines, so good. But that wall, please, Keen. Okay, well the bunker's
You're so
hold.
Close. He just got lazy.
Oh, but he's cutting in the middle of the map still. A little bit out of juice. He's got to stim again if he wants to keep these alive. Impact getting a little bit overzealous here. Not that many Banelings left.
Definitely have to run away there. His creep spread is also just, you know, it's pretty much been halted. You know, it's been cleaned up, and while he still has the creep teamer queen? I guess another one died somewhere.
Cleaned up. Oh, I should have capitalized Keen, but
good enough. Good enough. Yeah, it's actually retreating pretty far back. You know, every single time that Keen pushes forward, Impact's just be a little more scared that he won't have creep spread to help him out.
Oh, that medevac's gonna go down to that queen. That happened last game too. He lost like a whole medevac to like a queen shot. A little unfortunate as he tries to get around, but yeah, stepping back once again. Just like this perpetual border here, like with a creep. He doesn't want to push too far in. Impact doesn't want to fall too far out. I mean, I think last game especially, he realized just how bad overextending was hurting him.
Keen got a 4th base. He'll be taking that pretty soon, as long as he can clear up the creep. This is kind of an awkward engagement for Impact. Although the Widow Mines are all dead, just one more burrows here.
Couple more going down here. Does need to split these forces. They're clumped up really badly. Going to run away and hide behind the Marauders. Lots of business going off on top of the Marauders instead of the Marines. So once again, Impact is going to be pushed back. Comes back in for round 2. Medevac actually awkwardly picks up 7 Marines. Please, no.
Not helpful. No,
and those 7 Marines really could have been the difference of like keeping those Banelings from connecting.
Yeah. I mean, Widow Mines pop out again.
Yeah, production's gonna hold, but like this was a massacre of both sides of the field. And the difference is Keen really comes out of this with a much smaller overall supply. Being on 3 bases on like Impact, who's happily on 5. I mean, this is not the best place to be in, but he made it work last time. I wouldn't count him out just yet. 4th command center's finishing up here in just a moment's time.
Yeah, he's gonna, of course, clear up the creep. You know, Impact's a really big bank for how much they've been trading back and forth. Keen, he kind of went to overdrive mode once his 3-3 was finished, and at least the weapons are about to finish. But Impact now feels comfortable to get to a hive. Maybe he'll actually use ultras this game. I'm not sure. I mean, I identify like Impact with Mutas, even though he's like the game isn't like that anymore, and he's not necessarily like that anymore. You know, he's like going up to crazy like 30 and 40 count, but I always imagine him as, I guess, like just a lair tech player.
Oh, beautiful. One of my shots go off there. They take out a lot of the larvae, too. Not the most crazy massacre of all time, but still lots of kills there. 16 on one, 3 on the other. Lots of Zerglings just meandering around that. I guess Impact didn't have that base rallied and paid the price for it.
This is kind of a small army. A lot of Marauders, which of course can soak up Banelings, but don't have too much damage.
Friendly fire going off there, not too much though. Medevac count, not exactly. Oh, nice hidden Banelings by the way. Dire Straits, yeah, but he's got to repair some of these because they are getting to that point where Glaive Worms are going to finish them off. The bounces are going to be, oh, oops, I've lost 7 Medevacs. Oh, if he had focus fired those Widow Mines, that could have been so sick.
Yes, it could have. Absolutely terrible for Impact, but showed up with the rest of his army. Again, this Marauder that'd be on the front line. He is out of Widow Mines. Oh my god, he's about to be out of space. Oh, gets caught just a little awkwardly. Tries to split the last second, but those wasn't that good.
Looked like he was going to try to take those rocks in, but a Widow Mine gets an amazing shot out of nowhere at the end of that fight. Cancels this push, and Impact left with just Zerglings.
What? I know the Widow Mines were off the mutas, definitely, but like, how did those Banelings die? I did not see the Widow Mine there.
I wasn't sure if it was the rocks squishing them or if it was a Widow Mine shot. It all happened at the same time, and I'm thinking like, where did that Widow Mine come from? But I know the rock's only supposed to kill if there's no area to, like, if they can't be pushed aside. So I don't really know what just happened there, Zombie Ground, but it worked out well for Keen.
Yeah, really well. He was about to. Well, he's about to lose a 4th at least.
It did look like an errant Widow Mine shot, though. I'm pretty sure. I wish we had play-by-play. Go back, rewind. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Keen's finally, you know, it's that 3-3, man. 3 weapons finishes. Armor's about to finish, but it's not quite up there either.
That Widow Mine takes out a good chunk of those lings.
Is that? Oh, that wall is still not a wall.
Yeah,
Keen.
that's
And
Keen,
it's also,
please. Like, just put a turret
anytime.
there, you know, or sensor tower or
Oh
something.
no,
Like,
a turret is perfect. No, that's actually gonna get picked off. But a turret is perfect because that I was just gonna say like the Muta should be killing that wall. It's nowhere near the bunker.
I'm gonna chip away these back rocks. Still a small handful of bangs. I do feel like once again though, Impact might be getting a little bit greedy. He's on
Uh
Hive Tech. He's
oh.
going for
Keen didn't see that.
3-3.
Keen didn't see it.
Oh, pretty nice baneling Widow Mines. However you want to call them. If they'd taken out the Widow Mines, that would have been like the most perfect scenario. But lots of damage went down either way. Don't know why he's busting through the wall. Don't know. It wasn't a wall, but takes it down. Either way, the pressure's still on. Keen's fighting for his life outside of his own base. He does have that 4th base secured. I don't know if he saw those banelings go down. Those weren't exactly the most sneaky, but maybe he did. And sitting on top of the bio army.
There's just a ton of Marines to make it really juicy.
He missed. Well, I think if he had got that last one, he would have got like a few more kills there. Marauders were low, but double drops. He managed to sneak off here to the left side. Impact's 5th base under attack. Adrenal Gland isn't done. 3-3's not done. Lings are having a hard time chipping away these Marines. The base does fall. But that Muta count's on. I'm still sitting here in 18. Not too shabby. I still wouldn't count Impact out just yet. But this is starting to look like Keen getting that momentum back, similar to last game.
A little bit. Impact so far has that bank that he was missing out towards the last minutes of that the last game. He's also getting fungals as well as an Ultralisk Cavern. That's going to be nice. His upgrades are going to finish. His mutas are going to go up to 3-1. You see that too often.
Well, the Ling run bys going for that not wall again.
Yeah, definitely not wall now. That's just obvious.
I really like that Impact's been going for these sort of cheeky tactics with the burrow. It's one thing to like to do that. You get those overhyped matches with like Scarlet and Bomber and stuff, right? But I mean, this is pretty standard stuff where it comes so much down to control. It's not like a build order is being revealed here. Like Impact is just displaying that he's got a very good grasp of how to use his army the most effective way possible.
Really cool use of burrow just with lings there as well, not even banelings. So keeps a lot of the army back, kills a lot of the army as well, and then forces Keen to retreat with his main army.
Well, the Ultralisks are finally coming into play. This was something that we didn't get to see last game, so we're not going to quite have that Baneling Zergling death, but Impact's only making like 1. This is this is like a Widowmine Soaker. It's not really a power-killing unit.
Basically. I mean, of course, it's because he's maxed out. So, if the army trades at least semi-well, he'll probably remax in a few more ultras. But Keen going on a creep just a little bit here. Oh, Widowmines really don't get any good hits. They all die, in fact. None get hits.
Still, though, the mutas might not. It's really risky to try and take this fight, though, pushing because he doesn't know where the follow-up Widowmines are.
Oh,
like, that one takes out all the Lings. He's got a couple more Marines coming out, but now the Ultralisk on the front line is going to be able to soak those Widowmines. Nope, JK, the Banelings just taken out, no problem. Still pushing forward, though, into this choke. It's getting a little bit scary for Impact. He's running a little bit low on juice, but so is Keen.
Oh, Keen is definitely running low. He's about to about on supply.
Oh, the burrow, the burrow. Scan goes down, he detonates it immediately.
Keen does remax really, really fast. Only 2 more ultras though, so not exactly remax on pure ultra, but Keen is down by almost 100 supply, now 100 supplies. He finally is down below 100. GG.
Alright, Impact will go on to the semifinals where he'll find himself fighting a ZVZ versus Solar in a best of 5. I think that might